The MoTiV project is relevant because we're basically facing in transport, we're facing three major trends currently. On one hand, we have the transport planning paradigm is shifting. It's shifting away from the 60s mindset, let's say, that gives a lot of focus on motorized transport and priority to motorized transport, towards a paradigm where the experience of travelers and the quality of life in cities matters. The second trend is the climate urgency issue, where there's an expectation that more sustainable transport will reduce carbon footprint, but also reduce space footprint. And in a way, we're wondering whether a shift towards more sustainable transport would also mean what kind of correlation is there with the experience of travelers in transport? Does more sustainable transport mean necessarily a better experience for travelers? And the third one is the digitalization trend in everywhere, but also applying to transportation, this tendency to, this possibility of collecting big data, real-time data about transport, but we have a gap here, and we have very little data on the actual experience of transport, and actually collecting that data is quite a challenge in itself, because there's a lot of subjectivity and context to consider. So a big part of MoTiV is actually on how to design the collection of this type of data, which is tricky, which is multidisciplinary and needs to bring both the social sciences and the more conventional transport sciences together. So what we aim to achieve concretely for transport planners and policymakers is, well, first of all, is to put the idea of the quality of the experience of travel on the table as one possibility for improving transport systems. So it's not just about, as it has been for many years, let's say, improving the speed or how fast we get from A to B, but it's about challenging the fundamental assumption in conventional tools that time in travel is wasted, and showing that indeed, for most travelers, the time spent in transport matters to them. So it's really about opening up the possibilities on how to invest better in transport systems and having the both options of time well saved, of saving time still, which is relevant, can be relevant, but also time well spent. How do I spend my time when I travel?